look who I found.
Welcome, Alton.
Oh, man, here we go. I got Ricky and Dave Perica here next to me. We're live from Catdaddy's in front of RiverBender.com building. We're on 3rd Street at the corner of Bell. We're saying thank you to an icon for over 40 years of just great times and great atmosphere. Ricky, I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
I was in prison. Okay, I wasn't in prison. I just took time off.
Well,
That's what I did.
I'm glad to see you back. Dave, how are you doing down there, ma'am?
Fine, thank you.
Well, and I got to just say, you know, we're saying really just how much of an impact Catdaddy's made on the community. And, you know, Ricky, working for Cat and Judy, take me through it. What was it like working with them?
It ended up being so much fun. You have no idea the person that Cat really is. He has such a good heart. He has such a kind heart. He looked out for all of us as employees, and he also equally looked out for his guests as well. I can't say enough nice words. I wish I could come on and say something that he did that was bad. And I have nothing. I have nothing. Nothing.
Well, and Dave, just touching on what Ricky just said there, you know, for employees and patrons alike to create that atmosphere, heck, every time, you know, I always tell Dan a highlight of my night when we're down there together is talking with you, you know, just having a few conversations about how things have been. Take me through your time at Catdaddy's. How long have you been going down there?
Since the Franklin House days.
Since the Franklin House days?
Yeah, and then, you know, Cat was just always a very, you know, it was a great place to come. You always felt comfortable. And Cat always made everybody feel welcome. And it was just a great place.
Well, and you know, take me through just the camaraderie, because it seems like, you know, especially I was talking about it earlier, the folks that go down there a lot really become almost like an extended family, you know, hey, how you doing?
Well, we've known each other since 1971, and he was at Marquette, I was at Alton High, but hey, we were always just great friends, you know.
Well, and I got to ask you, how good of a bartender is Ricky?
He was outstanding.
Oh, come on, don't lie.
That's a lot of crap.
Well, Ricky, when did you start working for Cat and Judy?
11 years ago, I guess, is when I started working for him. I was looking for something. I was just looking for something closer to Alton, because I'd always drove back and forth to St. Louis. And Judy said, hey, would you want to work here? And I go, well, that might be fun for a couple of days. I had no idea how it would impact my life. How much Cat would just be there for a human being as he is. And like I said, not only for his guests, but for his employees as well.
I was just going to jump in, because Dave brings up a good point. All the nights we've sat here and talked, and let's not forget our old friend that we lost recently, Rick Fast. He spent a lot of time here with us. We had a lot of good times with him, a lot of ball games, but we can't forget about him. He's looking down on us, probably laughing his you-know-what off.
Yes, everybody remembers Fooch and Fucci's Fun Travels back with Fast Steady. It was the best.
Well, and you know what? You're absolutely right. And, you know, on top of that, too, you know, when we were sitting there at the bar, Ricky, I wanted to touch on something, because you became almost, you know, you were someone people sought out. You know, if Ricky was bartending, we wanted to be there. Okay. How important was the connection you have with the patrons at Catdaddy's?
Once again, it's changed my life for so much the better. I've enjoyed so many customers and so many guests that we've had for the years that have so been there for me outside of that time. You know, when I went through a difficult time with cancer, they were all there for me. They raised money for me. You can't explain how much just this job meant to me in general.
And, you know, whenever we think about a day like today, it's bittersweet. You know, I mean, it really is.
It is bittersweet.
Because you don't want to see Cat go. The business is being handed off to right hands, you know, and we're excited about it. But we're still, you know, it's one of those things where you're smiling with a tear going down your face because of all the memories, and you get sentimental. What do you guys think about that?
Well, it's just that you realize, hey, age is catching up with you, and at the same time, you know what, we're just thankful to be here and to have had a friend that long and meet all the friends there.
100%. Ricky, your thoughts?
Things in this world always change, but Catdaddy's will always be the same. We will always think about this self with the place with much love for Mark and for Judy. And we hope that the new owners break it the same and make it as good as it was, and it is.
Dave Perica, favorite Catdaddy memory?
Oh, that's a hard one. Hey, I'll tell you,
Most of them probably can't be said on.
I was gonna say you caught me on one there. I can't really come up with one particular. I just think we've had so many good laughs and fun times there that it's just, I can't really isolate one.
Okay, Ricky, you got one?
I don't think you can say anything without a disclaimer.
We don't have the FCC. I just want to throw that out there.
But I do remember one time in particular that Cat came down. I was here. I wasn't working. I had gone to St. Louis for whatever reason. Coming back late at night and had a flat tire and I broke my jack. The jack wouldn't work. And it wasn't in a great neighborhood coming back. And I called Cat, and the first thing he did was find somebody to get in the car and come down there and help me change the tire.
Are you serious?
I am serious about that.
And so
My jack broke, and he immediately found somebody, and they came and changed the tire.
Well, and that's really cool, man. And that's just
That's the kind of boss he was.
One thing I wanted to say, and we were talking. You guys just mentioned Rick Bass, and obviously, relative of mine, and all that, but we were sitting here one night, Dan and I were, and Rick came in, and it was right when I came into town with the show, okay, and Rick said, I don't know who brought it up, but I know Rick wanted to do it, and it was, we wanted to do an election night show, and Rick and Dan were going to be my experts, because obviously, I don't know any of these guys, I'm a young kid, and these guys are all running, and, Rick and Dan basically planned out this night, and that show had the most watches I ever had when I joined the team, and it really helped me become what I became at RiverBender, and it was all because of that start at Cats, but with Rick. And then the other one, Dave, is I'm telling you what, you and I have solved every damn world problem that has happened since God created this thing.
That's right.
While sitting down here, and I wouldn't have met you really and talked to you without Catdaddies. And Ricky, a final thought about the weekend as a whole.
It's the perfectly way to send Cat off. He would love nothing more than his close friends that he's taken care of through the years and loved for the years to be here and help him send it off to the next things they want to do in their life.
Dave, your thoughts on the weekend?
Well, I just think I hope that Cat still continues to come around. We've seen, and then you asked me earlier about a special thought. His work for the Boys and Girls Club, always to help people in need. I know that the new owners will be the same, I hope. And hey, just thankful that he's a friend.
Okay. Well, and Dave, I think it's cool today too. And Ricky, you can talk about this as probably more than Dave and I could. A lot of bars have an issue where you get the same age group that kind of comes in over and over again. But at Catdaddy's, it's always been this diversified group.
You've always had from like 20 to 85.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's always a very weird mix. It's always a very fun mix. And that's to Cat. I can't tell you how many times I watched him get up off his chair here and go over and talk to somebody that was their first time here and tell them how much he enjoyed them being here. He hoped that they came back and they liked his establishment. And that's just how he was. He was that person that would make you feel at home immediately. And everybody felt comfortable at this bar. Everybody felt safe.
Well, we're getting ready to talk to Don Hubert, who I am so excited to talk to.
God help
Dave,
you.
what are your what's your takeaway on just all the different folks that come in and out?
Well, it's been a whole potpourri of people, but all across the life. Ricky's wine nights in there, couldn't believe that. I said, it was packed like that. And then just the mere fact that I think the main thing I can say is that for Cat and for all of us, it was always great to know that these guys all remembered where they came from. And that was always important to me, to know where we came from, and we're still there.
And thank you, Dave. And sorry, we were taking care.
Right.
I'm getting
Sure.
some messages, and we'll handle that in a second. Dave, Ricky, thank you guys so much for talking to me.
It was
so good to see you again. Dave, I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.